Hi, thank you for joining me watching this video. I just wanted to do a quick video doing some impressions of Body Shop makeup because it's something I've never actually used before. So it was kind of like a first impression, see what I think of it, see what I think of the products. Some of these I actually got in the beauty starter kit, and then some of them I've bought with my own money. So yeah, I just wanted to go for the basics of every single thing. The only thing I couldn't get was the powder, the matte clay powder, what I wanted, because my shade is unavailable at the moment, but I will definitely be getting it when it comes available. I also don't currently own any Body Shop brushes or sponges, so the ones that you see me use in this video, the ones that I've just had that I can just use easily with these products, but definitely I think at some point I will be getting those as well. Prior to the video, I already washed my face, exfoliated and moisturised, because I just feel that to get the most out of the products and allow the makeup to sit properly on your skin, you need to do all those steps first, prep your base so that you get the most out of it. And if you sort your texture out of your skin, you're more likely to get a good results with things like foundation and powder and whatnot. So this is a very basic makeup look that I would do. It's not something that I would typically do. I'd never usually do a natural sort of look. I would use multiple colours on eyes and go crazy with foundation colours and whatnot. So for me, this is pretty basic. Those people who know me would know that I usually do a couple of colours on the eyes, or crazy skin colour even. So I think as first times go, it does look quite nice, I think, on the camera. If you want to see me do this kind of natural-ish makeup, then please do watch. Thank you. So the first thing what I used was the Instablur primer with vitamin E. I'll show you here, and I felt that it went on very velvety, it went on very smooth. I focused it on the forehead, chin and nose, you know, the bits where you get the most oily. I mean, in hindsight, I feel like I should have used more of it, but I just thought less might be more with it, you know, first time using it. And the second thing I used, I made sure to use the Mango lip butter on my lips so that they would be soft for, you know, putting lipstick on later on, because there's nothing worse than when your lips are dry and your lipstick's not going on properly, basically. And then we move on to the Fresh Nude foundation, which I had in the lightest shade, Chelsea Porcelain. And I did use a beauty blender to put it on, because I just found that that's the best one that works for me. It was buildable coverage, it was thin and lightweight, and I feel like it did match my skin quite well. As you can see, it does match my neck. And I was just doing half my face to start with to show you what it actually looked like in comparison with my skin with no makeup on. Typically though, I do like more full coverage than what it offers, but I think for a lightweight one that you'd want to put on every day, then it was fine for me. It worked quite well because it was a good match as well. So I was just making sure to cover the rest of my face, including my chin and ears, taking it onto the jawline so that it blended in with the rest of my neck. So then I'm applying the Fresh Nude concealer in the lightest shade, it's 00 Light. But I thought it's the same actual colour as the foundation. So in this instance, it's good for like adding extra coverage to blemishes, but I prefer it to be quite a light difference between the foundation and the concealer, because I use it to do highlighting the highest points of my face and use it for contouring and stuff like that. So for me, because it's still quite similar to my foundation shade, it didn't really have the effect what I wanted it to. But as a, you know, if you were going out without foundation on and you just wanted some concealer on some blemishes or areas what you wanted to cover, then I think, yeah, it was fine. But I think for me, it just needed to be a little bit lighter. So now what I'm doing is just putting some powder on, some generic face powder that's skin coloured. Like I said before, I don't actually have the Body Shop matte clay powder that I wanted because I didn't. The shade that I need isn't in stock. But I find that it's best to just set your foundation so that it does stay, and concentrate it in the oily areas and in the places where you do have fine lines, just so that your makeup, it doesn't end up sitting in those lines and making them more prominent, and you know, making sure that everything's mattified and it makes it stay on a bit longer. And then we've got the Brow Sculpt pen, the 3-in-1 in medium brown. I'm using this for my eyebrows, and it has 3 parts to it. So it's got wax, powder and coloured gel. Now it did match my hair. I did like it. I just felt that there was so much to it, so many different things to use it for, that maybe, in my opinion, it might have been easier just to get the one where it's just one thing that you use to do your whole eyebrow. I felt it made it a little bit, not confusing, but I felt it was just made it too much, you know, to use as a product, whereas I found it'd just be easier to just use a pencil or just use one singular thing so that you get more precision. But I don't really have a lot of hair to work with to begin with, so it did add definition, it did make them a lot fuller. Obviously, as you can see, it does make them show up quite a bit, and it just made them more full and added the colour that I needed. I just buffed in the inside bit of my eyebrows just to give it a more natural effect. And then we move on to the coconut bronze, using this for a bronzer. I got it in the lightest shade, it's Fair 101, and I usually use this smaller brush to do contouring just because I find it's more precise, but in this instance I don't know whether I needed to set the foundation a bit more, but it brought up the foundation from my skin. It was like taking it off, so I ended up having to go back over it and then ultimately use a different brush. I had to use a bigger brush with a bigger end to it so that I could just use a straight dabbing motion instead. I mean, I carried on with it here just to see if I could get it to stay on, and then used it to do a bit of shaping of my nose just to streamline it a little bit. But to add the general colour and warm up my face a little bit more, I used a bigger brush to just go over it, because I just felt it was kind of bringing up and disturbing the makeup what I'd already set. So ultimately, yeah, I did use it for the, you know, under cheekbone area, but for the warming up of the rest of the face, forehead, chin and whatnot, I just went over it a little bit again in the shadow where I wanted it to be defined and a bit, and use it to contour. And you just use that bigger brush because it didn't disturb the makeup as much. I then go on to, so I bought the Bronze Shimmer Waves palette to use as kind of an eyeshadow, because I just wanted to get a basic kit that was kind of cheap on price and something that had multi-use to it. And I did like the colours were quite nice to use, but because obviously it's not really for your eyes, the pigment was very fine, so there wasn't much to it. So it is nice for a kind of natural look, you know, just that little bit of colour to your eyes. There wasn't much to it to work with, and there wasn't any fallout, which was good, but I think that's because it was so fine that there wasn't enough pigment to be picked up to begin with. And it was nice to just create some definition in the crease and blend it out a little bit. But I feel like if you wanted that stronger pop of colour or stronger definition between the shades, obviously I think the actual eyeshadow palette would have probably been better. But I did use the gold section to just put a little bit in my inner corner, in my inner eye, just to give it that definition between the two colours. But it was nice because it wasn't too warm for my skin as well, because I am very pale, and they were warmer, set on the warmer side, those colours, but they did blend quite well. And there wasn't any harsh lines, so if you were on the go and you just needed to carry something with you, it was good for that, because you could just use it for anything if you needed to. And then for mascara, this Happy Go Lash Mascara actually came in my beauty starter kit. So, and I knew it was kind of like an everyday mascara that I knew would work, and it did. It gave definition to my eyelashes. I've not got a lot there to begin with, and they are very straight. So obviously you can see that they do create the depth that what you need, what you want from a mascara. The wand was quite nice to use. It wasn't super thick or super chunky, and there wasn't any clumpiness, because sometimes when there's so much in the products, it does clump on your eyelashes, especially when you've not got a lot. But no, that one was fine. They separated the lashes easily, and just for your everyday mascara, then yeah, it definitely worked for me. And then for lips, I used the matte liquid lipstick in Tuscany Lily. That actually came in the beauty starter kit as well, and I really like cool berry shades. I find they really stand out on pale skin, so I knew that was what I would use for my first kind of makeup with Body Shop video. And it was quite nice. It mattified instantly, which was good. So you know it is gonna last, and it's not gonna go anywhere. And I think I just really liked it. It was really pigmented, and it was one of them where I just love those kind of shades, like cool plum and cool berry shades, and it smelled really nice as well. And then just to finish off, I just set it with some setting spray. Now this one's not a Body Shop one, but it's just one that I use all the time. Just to keep makeup in place throughout the day, and especially because it's hotter weather at the moment, I just kept it on. So yeah, that was basically the finished product of it, and I hope you like it.